Thank you, Mark. Take it away.
I've spent the last 33 years working with at-risk teenagers. Homeless kids, runaways, kids addicted to drugs and alcohol. Right now I'm director of Spectrum here in Burlington. Yeah, Spectrum. But in 1992 I became director of what's called a residential treatment center in Dobbs Ferry, New York. It was an 18-acre campus on the banks of the Hudson River with cottages where the kids lived. There was a school on grounds, and there were 84 teenage boys and girls. They were all from New York City. They all had arrest records. A lot of them were former gang members. And I got the job because the place was out of control. Kids were wandering into lovely Dobbs Ferry and stealing cars, breaking into homes and assaulting people. And it was my job to bring order and stability. They gave me a house. There was the campus, a fence, and my house. And my job was when shit went down, which was always at night, I had to be out there. So I would work all day and wait for the call. And that first year, I was out of that house a lot. We had riots. We had suicide attempts. I had a kid on grounds with a loaded gun. But by the end of year one, we really had it stable. But after 5 years of living like that, living on grounds, dealing with crises, I was done. I was just burnt out. So I gave my notice. I gave a 60-day notice so that would give them time to find somebody else. And it was during this time period, it was December of 2006. It was a freezing cold night. It was like minus infinity. And I was in bed at midnight and the beeper went off. And I thought, for the first time in 5 years, I'm not going to respond to the beeper. I'm going to let whoever's working the campus tonight deal with it. But then the beeper went off again, so I thought I better call. So they said, Mark, a bunch of girls broke out of their cottage. They're running around the grounds. They're trying to get other kids out. We need your help. I went down, got on my clothes, and there was a gate. There was a gate to get on grounds, and I went up to the gate, and the girls were right there. Couldn't believe they didn't see me. And there was a padlock, and I had the key. It was so cold, the padlock was frozen shut. But I knew that if I pressed against that gate, I could slip through the opening. I had done it before. But I'd better do it fast this time, or else they'll run. So I went right through that opening, grabbed two girls by the arms, said, come on, you coming with me? Started walking to a cottage. What I didn't know was that there was a piece of metal in that gate, and it had sliced my nose right in half. Oh. Anybody ever see the movie Chinatown with Jack Nicholson? There's a nasty scene in Chinatown where Jack Nicholson gets his nose slashed right in half by Roman Polanski, and that was me. So I took these girls to the cottage, and this counselor opened the door to let them in, and she looked at me and goes, "Huh?" I said, "What?" She goes, "Your face! Go to the infirmary." There was an infirmary all the way to the other end of the campus with a nurse. So I'm running over to the infirmary, and then I reached up to my face, and I could feel my nose flapping in the wind. And then I looked at my hand, covered with blood. I got to the infirmary. Two kids were leaving the infirmary. They too went, "Ah!" Everybody saw me went, "Ah!" So I went in, and there was a nurse there, a male nurse, and he said, "Come on, we got to take you to the hospital." So he drove me to Dobbs Ferry Hospital. They took me to the emergency room. And the emergency room doctor said, cut to the face. We got to get a plastic surgeon in. We don't deal with the face. We need reconstructive surgery. So I said, how long till he gets here? And the doctor said, she'll be here in an hour. I was like, busted, my own sexism. So she showed up, and she looked at it, and she said, I know it looks bad, but I think I can sew that so there's no scar. I said, doctor, I know you're here to fix my nose, but I'm a single guy, and I got a girlfriend, and my mustache is important to me. Can you save the mustache? And she said, I think we can save the mustache. So she did. She sewed it up. The mustache was on. About a month later, I had to go to the medical center to have the stitches removed, and they had a regular doctor do that. And I'm walking down the hallway, and then I saw the surgeon. So I said, hi. She didn't even say hello. She grabbed my face and looked at it all different angles. She goes, I did a great job in that nose. There's no scar at all. I said, I know. And she said, and you still have the mustache. I said, right. She said, the girlfriend? You still have your girlfriend? I said, no. She broke up with me. She goes, her loss. Thank you.